The republic is dead. That's it. The republic, that form of government created by the founders and that has successfully guided our civilization for these few hundred years plus, is gone. It's not something that might go away. It already went away. The only reason it's not obvious, well, no, let me take that back. We don't feel the pain of it so much because Trump got elected anyway. But there's only one of him. He probably will get reelected again because he's just got such a strong game. But the next presidents or the next candidates, whoever they are, it won't be up to them. Because if there are regular candidates and they don't have the, super, power of the sun like Trump does, who can just, Trump can just obliterate a news cycle any way he wants. You just saw him do it this week. Nobody else could do that. Maybe. I don't think anybody else could do that. But at this point, Google decides who the president is. Maybe not this next time. They're going to try. They'll probably get close. Maybe not this time. But forever after that, it's just up to them. All right, let's talk about Professor Epstein, PhD, and Google. So there's a researcher slash scientist slash very qualified guy who has made the claim in public and in writing that Google influenced the 2016 election by rigging it for Hillary by somewhere between, his estimate is 2.6 to 10.4 million votes were manipulated, in other words, influenced by Google manipulating their search engine results. Dr. Epstein says that millions of votes, and he's pretty confident about his estimates. I don't know how confident you could be about those estimates. Can you really be confident about that? I don't know if you can. But I guess Hillary won by 3 million votes on the popular vote. It wasn't enough to get her elected because of the Electoral College. So here's the thing. Do we believe Dr. Epstein that Google manipulated between 2.6 and 10.4 million votes and changed them toward Hillary? Now, one thing we can believe is that, and seems reasonably true, is that he was a big Clinton supporter and still is. So the person saying that Google rigged the election for Hillary is a Hillary supporter. So that works toward his credibility. What we don't have is other researchers saying, we checked his work, we did an independent research, we found out the same thing. So we don't have that. So I don't think you can necessarily leap to believing he's nailed the range or anything else. I'd need to hear from more people. But it is very compatible with everything I know about people in life. It does seem to me that Google could move that many votes. To me, that seems commonsensical. Doesn't mean it's true, but common sense and everything I know about how people work and how they're influenced by what they see, it would suggest that maybe that many votes could move. Now, you might say to yourself, well, it's just a few million votes. But it might represent something like the vast majority of all the people who were undecided. So Google may have persuaded all of the people who were undecided, or 80% of them. Those are the types of estimates. Think about that. That's the whole game. That's not just tweaking things on the margin. That's the election. That's the whole thing. If you can move the undecideds, and according to this researcher, they did. They can and they did it intentionally, and they did it successfully. That's the whole election. The only thing that stopped it from being a deciding factor is that Trump was more strategic and had more support than people thought, probably. But he was more strategic about the states he visited, et cetera. So what's going to happen in 2020? Same thing, right? Do you see anything in place that would stop Google from doing exactly the same thing? And do you think they'll be better at it 4 years later? Yeah. Yeah. Because now they have 4 years of experience. They'll have more than that. They'll have something like 5 or 6 years of experience by the next election. Imagine Google with 4 to 6 years of experience manipulating votes, and now they can actually find out who changed their votes. So I don't know if they've collected this information, but they would be wrong not to, because it's collectible. They could have the data to tell them how successful they were. Think about that. They might actually know how successful they were. And they might actually know specifically what people's minds they changed last time. Imagine them with that knowledge. If they know what it was about those people, they can say, aha, people who have these characteristics are more likely to change their mind. We can find more of those people. Because now they know the exact demographic and, let's say, personality traits, lifestyle, etc., of people who did change their minds. Before, they were probably just spraying it out there and they changed a bunch of minds. But now they know who changes minds and who doesn't. The odds of them being more effective on the second go-round are 100%. 100% they'll be better at it, and a lot better this time. A lot better. What's the government going to do about it? As far as I can tell, nothing. Do you see anything happening? I don't see anything happening. And yeah, I guess Peter Thiel made the same point. But common sense should tell you the same thing. It's pretty obvious when you do a Google search that somebody is deciding what you see. Or the algorithm which somebody created is deciding what you see. And that, of course, makes a big difference. The things that come to the top are, of course, going to have more impact on your thinking. So I'm just going to call it. I'm just going to call it right now. The Republic is dead. That's it. The Republic, that form of government created by the founders and that has successfully guided our civilization for these few hundred years plus, is gone. It's not something that might go away. It already went away. The only reason it's not obvious, well, no, let me take that back. We don't feel the pain of it so much because Trump got elected anyway. But there's only one of him. He probably will get reelected again because he's just got such a strong game. But the next presidents or the next candidates, whoever they are, it won't be up to them. Because if there are regular candidates and they don't have the, super, power of the sun like Trump does, who can just, Trump can just obliterate a news cycle any way he wants. You just saw him do it this week. Nobody else could do that. Maybe. I don't think anybody else could do that. But at this point, Google decides who the president is. Maybe not this next time. They're going to try. They'll probably get close. Maybe not this time. But forever after that, it's just up to them. And you know that, right? You know that's true. Even if Epstein's numbers don't check out, you know that they can control the election if they want to. Now, what could change that? The only thing that could change that is an American Revolution. It worked once. Remember that old American Revolution where the patriots fought and took power away from the monarchy in England, well, we just lost our republic accidentally. Nobody saw it coming. Well, some did, but there weren't enough of us. And it will require an actual revolution. This time, not violence. This time, we don't need to shoot anybody. This time, the revolution just needs to be a data revolution. There needs to be an uprising of the people against the authority, which is Google, and maybe some of the other social media companies to a lesser extent. But the Trump administration can put in place, because they are the last vestige of the republic. Trump's administration is the last vestige of the republic. Once he's gone, Google can't be touched. If Google can get to the other side of the Trump administration, if they can last it out, they'll run the country forever. Whether or not there's a nominal bunch of politicians or not. If the Trump administration puts in some kind of oversight, and I've suggested some kind of a special court that, some kind of court that can control, some kind of court that can look at the algorithms and make sure that fair things are happening. If we don't do that, that's it. That's it. After the Trump administration, Google is your king.